How to resolve a dominant seventh. This whole page is all in the key of C major. So all the dominant sevenths will be G, B, D, F, and all the chords of resolution will be C, E, G. 3 things to remember. First of all, resolve the seventh down by step. Second of all, resolve the leading tone up to the tonic and move the other voices to the root of the next chord. The result, when you have a complete 5/7 and resolve it correctly, the result will be a tonic chord that has 3 roots and 1/3. Here's the example. Oh, this is an old worksheet. Fix the stems. G, B, D, F. F is in the alto. F is going to step down to E. Sevenths resolve down by step. Leading tones go up. The leading tone here is in the soprano. Notice the contrary motion between the seventh resolving down and the seventh of the chord resolving down by step, and the leading tone, scale degree 7, resolving up to tonic. The bass is moving root to root, and the tenor, which was originally on the 5th of G, B, D, F, steps down to tonic. So the end result is root, root, third, and a root. Oh, it's a complete 5/7 moving to root, 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 third. Measure 3, copy into measure 4. The alto still has the 7th, which resolves down by step. The leading tone is now in the tenor. Leading tone, scale degree 7, ascends up to tonic. The bass voice is moving root to root, and the soprano is the 5th of the 5/7 chord, G, B, D, stepping down to tonic. Same thing again in measure 5. This time G, B, D, F. F in the soprano steps down. F is the 7th. It's going to step down. The leading tone was in the alto. Wrong note. Leading tone was in the alto, and it can go up to tonic. The bass is moving root to root. The tenor had the 5th, and it steps down to tonic. There is an alternate, and I'll put it here. When the leading tone is in an inner voice, meaning the leading tone is in the tenor or the leading tone is in the alto, the leading tone can skip down a third, and instead of going up to tonic, it skips down a third to the 5th of the chord of resolution. The chord of resolution here is C, E, G. The tenor and the bass have the 2 C's. The soprano had the E, and that when the alto on the leading tone skips down a third, it can go to the G and have the 5th. And then you get a complete chord of resolution, root, root, third, 5th. But that means that the leading tone was in an inner voice and went down instead of up to tonic. That's it. Resolve the 7th down by step. Take the leading tone up to tonic, unless it's in an inner voice. The bass moves root to root, and the 4th voice is on the 5th of the 5/7 chord, and it steps down to tonic. It's that simple. What does it require? It requires knowing how to spell all the 5/7 chords, and it requires knowing exactly which one is the 7th and exactly which one is the leading tone to the chord of resolution. The leading tone is always the 3rd of a 5/7. Same situation when you have inverted 5/7s. You are still going to resolve the 7th down by step. You are still going to resolve the leading tone up to the root of the next chord. Notice that there's no other options when the 5/7 is in inversion. 5/7 inversion is that 5/6/5, the 5/4/3, or 5/4/2. Leading tone has to go up. That looks like a 1. That's supposed to be a 5. Leading tone has to go up to tonic. Hold the common tone, and then move the last voice by step to the chord root. Here's an example in measure 7. G, B, D, F. F is in the alto. F is going to step down. The leading tone is in the bass. So leading tone in an outer voice has to go up to tonic. Notice the contrary motion when the leading tone goes up and the 7th of the chord goes down. The common tone between G, B, D, F and C, E, G is in the tenor, and the soprano steps down to tonic. And go ahead and on your own work out measures 9 and 11. Copy them, fix the stem direction. The leading tone to tonic is in every bass. but the location of the 7th and the common tone varies. This was the 5-6-5 going to a root position 1. Look at the next system. The next system is the D of GBDF in the bass going out to a root position. So that's the 5-4-3. The F is in the alto, and it's going to step down because in GBDF, F is the 7th. 7 steps down by step to the 3rd in the chord of resolution. The leading tone here is the tenor, so it's going up to tonic. Notice the contrary motion between those two. The bass, the common tone next. Common tone is in the soprano, G to G. So the bass is going to step down from D to C. So that's the 5-4-3 going out to a 1 chord. And you can work through measures 15 and 17. The bass line remains the same. The location of the 7th and the leading tone changes. Look at measures 19 and rewrite it in measure 20. This is a 5-4-2, which specifically goes to a 1-6 when the 7th resolves down by step, and that's in the bass. The F moves to E, which is the 3rd of C, E, G. So therefore, 5-4-2 typically move into a first inversion chord of resolution. The leading tone in measure 19 is in the soprano, so it's going to step up to tonic. The common tone is in the tenor, G to G, and the 4th voice is D down to C.